Hey y'all, it's Nomadic Shaman here. Thank you for visiting my page. Today's video is going to be a continuation of the previous video that I did. Please keep in mind this is for edutainment purposes and use your own discernment. And so with that, let's go ahead and jump in. Before I do though, one thing I want to share. I do these videos to educate, inform, and empower those who may be going through gang stalking, know somebody who is going through gang stalking, and sharing what transpired, what I experienced, so that if they know of somebody who is experiencing the same, they are in a better position to assist by way of support, empathy, compassion, and resources. This is one of the many reasons why I choose to do this, and also to empower people to speak on and speak up about their own personal experiences despite any type of opposition. Okay, that's important. Now, with that said, let me go ahead and let's just get it. Okay, so some of the notes that I wrote following that hotel, there were some of the things that transpired where I look back at it and I was just like, that makes sense. Now, for any of those who's been gang stalked, one of the things, especially if you're traveling, one of the things that they do is to recreate experiences. Okay, so you're probably like, what do you mean? Okay, so let me just use this as an example because this is what happened. If you live either by yourself or with somebody and you're used to, let's say, somebody who listens or reads or is focusing on their Bible and listens to their Bible audibly, okay? One way that they'll recreate that experience is they will ensure that somebody around you is reading the same audible, okay, and probably like your go-to scripture that you listen to and or read, and will play it. Okay, this is intentional. Now again, this is for those who feel that they may be experiencing some form of gang stalking. These are some of the things that they do: recreate experiences, okay? But they do it purposely. Now, another thing while I was at the hotel that they did in the morning, noise intimidation. Somebody pulled out the drill between 7:30 and I believe 8:30 in the morning in a hotel. The room was right next to me. At first, I thought it was somebody who was actually cleaning or doing work, but then when Spirit had informed me who was right next to me in the room next to me, it makes sense. Okay. Now, because the work that I do is within essentially intermediary, right, between the physical and the spiritual. So I communicate with spirits all day, every day. Okay. That's just, apparently that's what I signed up for. All right. Just to make light of it. But that's what I do. And so because of that, specifically what's been part of my experience is there will be covens, which is warlocks who practice baneful magic. Not all covens do so, but in my experience, I'm sharing that. And so they know, they're aware of my level of sensitivity. And so what will happen is they'll send intrinsic spirits, to my home, or they'll send demons to my home, right? And I can laugh now. I'm not going to even front. My first experience of seeing a demon, and when I say seeing sensing, perceiving a demon, okay, in my home that it was sent, I was scared shitless, okay? But what I will tell you is this: I was scared more when I experienced seeing an angel for the first time. And so that's the part where you can laugh about, or I can laugh about, is I'm like, here you all sending me demons left and right, and I'm having to banish them or remove them from my space with the help of my spiritual team, of course. But here you are sending me demons, and I have angels on my spiritual team that look scarier than the demons that you send to me. All right? That's the funny part. That's the funny part. And that's the real part. Anybody who has seen angels' true form, either in a meditative state or whatever, visions, what have you, no, I ain't lying. Okay. When when you see some level of angels, and I say some level of angels, I'm talking about the ones that are highly ranked. Okay, highly ranked. It seems as though the higher ranked that angels are, the scarier they look. I tell no lies. Okay, and so I just think that's funny. Here they send in demons, and I got angels who protect me 24/7, who look scarier than the demons that they send me. So I thought that was funny. Um, I don't particularly know if anybody else could be experiencing the same. Could be. But one of the things that I'm experiencing, because one of the individuals who is demonically possessed, and because she's demonically possessed, she's very manic when and I'm not saying that everybody who's manic is demonically possessed, but I'm saying like this person is very manic, okay, and in everything that she does. But one particular thing that stands out is I've shared before how she has physical people, so physical eyes, right? Keeping up with my whereabouts and what I do, people in my building, people around my building, people in different houses or whatever, whoever she pays. But in addition to that, I've expressed invading dream states, also mirror magic, and then abusing divination. And the reason why I say that is because whenever anybody taps into my energy, I'm aware. So that's even if somebody's pulling cards, I'm aware. So what I have come to realize is that every single time she receives information, whether it's physically, it is digitally, because remember, my devices are hacked, or if it's through mirror magic, through dream state invasion, through astral projection, or through the abuse of divination by way of paying practitioners or anything of that sort, will find out what's coming down in the pipeline and will run off and do spell work to delay it, to stop it, or covet it for herself. As if that's not extreme enough, I'll list an example. It could be an example where I'm out and I could be talking to somebody who is a potential client or just making conversation. And she will go to the extreme to find out that person's phone number, their address, like all of their contact information, will run back to her coven and will do spell work for separation, even for the slight possibility of a romantic interest when your girl was just going and making conversation. Like, it's that extreme. So I'm not sure if anybody else is experiencing that, but these are some of the things that I've experienced as it relates to delays and blockages. So when it comes to not, letting what's that saying? Not letting the right hand know what the left hand's doing. Is like, well, damn. You gotta laugh about it. I gotta laugh about it. I seriously gotta laugh about it. It's just like, well, damn. Because it's just like, it's like, well, damn. Especially when someone has gone to that extreme of trying to figure out what it is that you're doing at all times. No exaggeration. Okay. And again, just a highlight, physical people on the ground, watch me digitally. Okay. Because all of devices being hacked, as well as astral projection. Then we have mirror magic. Then we have dream invasion. Then we have familiar spirits, sending birds, insects, whatever. And then divination abuse. And that is on the clock every one on the hour, every hour. Someone is doing one of those things. And then once intel information is received, running and doing spell work to stop it, to circumvent it, to delay it. You know what I'm saying? So it makes that that much more challenging to keep things to myself and keep things on the low for long enough. You see what I'm saying? So other people may be experiencing the same if it's that extreme. If they're dealing with somebody who's as equally as demonically possessed. Okay. Now, and you know, and the irony is, which I think is something funny too, but the irony is going to those strengths to keep one isolated. Okay, so that's even turning friends against you, and and that's also with tapping into their energy to find out what their weaknesses are to drive division. So that's attempting to turn friends against you, family against you, and then cutting off like business prospects or slowing. And that's where the slander, comes in as far as with that. But I say the irony of it is I'm what you would call a popular loner. I know a lot of people based on business ventures that I've done in the past. And so a lot of people know me, but I love and value my space in my own time. I revel in it. So, keeping me isolated, shit, I stay in hermit mode, you know. But, anyways, that's laughable, right? So, anyways, moving on. Spirit had also shared with me that I heard tell lies about me and I'm gonna tell the truth about you. Okay. So everybody that she is in connection with as far as like doing, she looks at it as opportunistic. That's what Spirit just shared me. Opportunistic. Okay. So all of her relationships are based on what can you do for me to determine your use or value. But also in the same sense is everybody is getting spell work put on them, unbeknownst to them. The people that she pays out to handle certain tasks, oh, you're getting spell work thrown on you. Whether it's glamour magic to cover her true nature or you seeing her true nature, right? But a lot of that is going on to just keep you blinded on what the truth is. And I heard sweetening spells too. So basically to have her be looked in a favorable light by others. And that's part of the whole glamour of it. And Spirit informed me she does this on everybody, just about everybody she works with. Even some of her cover members, she does it on people that she pays for spell work to actually do spell work. She does it for people who are part of her coven so that they don't know the extra shit that she's doing. She does it on people that she pays as hitmen, as cleaners, as finishers, as enders, as closers, as hackers. She does spell work on everybody. Okay, just about. Spirits tell me this is no exaggeration. Okay. Um, Spirit has also told me she also teaches people, so she barters and trades. If money isn't present, she'll use her body as a barter and trade system, and she'll teach them how to harvest, harness, and siphon energy, as well as to destiny swap if she doesn't have any physical immediate cash. This is what Spirit has shared with me. And you're probably like, well, shit, why are you telling us all this? What's the point? And the point is to expose, okay, to bring light to it so that it is no longer effective or not as effective as work is done when in the dark, when done in the dark. Okay. And also for folks to keep an eye out. Shit, if spell work was being done on them. Okay, because trust and believe, you work where at one point in time, spell work was done on you. Trust and believe, okay? Now, I'd also mentioned she's an alcoholic, or if I didn't, she does drink a lot. She hides it. Pops pills. I heard cocaine. Okay, she takes uppers and downers. Also, I heard heroin. I heard crystal meth, mushrooms, LSD, DMT. I don't know what that is, but I say this in part is when she's driving and you pull her over and test her, she will test positive. Okay. One of those things, she will test positive. Now, the other part is, where are we? 11 minutes. Okay, I can continue. The other part is, she has been an instrumental part in getting my devices hacked, both my personal devices and work devices, okay? It was brought to my attention, text messages were being deleted, messages were being deleted from my phone, apps were being deleted from my phone, going into my camera app, and I'm not really sure how this is done. Spirit said it's probably through, not probably, they're showing me a mirrored phone, so this could be how she's doing it, where I have cameras set up in my home, but there's a way where she turns off the notices or delays it to the fact that I don't even hear it when something goes off, okay? So most times I'm alerted by my spiritual team, okay? Anytime somebody crosses this threshold, I'm alerted by my spiritual team. And I heard Spirit told me she's either thought this or said this out loud. It's not what you know, but what you can prove. Okay. It's not what you know, but what you can prove. So even despite all of this hacking, she also goes to extreme efforts to cover it up. And she has a network of people to assist her in doing that. Okay. To make it more difficult or challenging to prove it. Right? So I heard remote software. Remote software. What's the thing that I'm also. Okay. Some of this stuff is heavy, y'all, but I'm just going to go ahead and say it. Um, One thing, there was a maintenance man beforehand who was a supervisor. I've mentioned his name before. He used the alias Craig. Spirit is telling me at one point he was in Connecticut. Spirit's telling me Hartford. And then I also received Bridgeport, Connecticut. I don't know if he travels between the two. I don't know if he's considering going from one to the other one. But Spirit's telling me this is significant. This is also connected to a woman. So he got this property where he's at, where he's staying at. There's a connection or affiliation with a woman. A woman's older. They're showing me her. Okay. I don't know. She could be Puerto Rican. I don't know. Okay. But they're showing me her, and they're showing me her and making it apparent that there's some type of connection or affiliation that has to do with property in these two areas and him being there. So it could be assistance of him of finding property there, or it could be her property there. I don't know. But they're showing me a woman who could be Puerto Rican, and they're showing me him. Okay, there's a connection there as far as some type of assistance. Now, the other part, shit, she could even own the properties. I don't know. The other part is what was interesting is even on my work phone, y'all, people calling and speaking in Arabic. I don't know what the fuck they were saying. Okay. Um, Another interesting thing is while I was on my work trip, Spirit showed me this man. He was a chocolate man. Okay. One of the people that actually enjoy, anybody who knows me, I got a sweet tooth, y'all. That's no secret. Okay. But Spirit has shared with me or has shown me a vision. And it was two people shaking hands as if it's an agreement. And so that told me that he was sent as a honey trap to gain information on me. I asked, did it have anything to do with Diana? And they said, no, not her, above her. So maybe somebody that she reports to who sent this man in while I was at work. Talk to me, flirt with me, gain information. Okay. Part of this whole thing, honey trap. That's what they call it. Okay. Honey trap. The Spirit showed me shaking of hands. So there was an agreement, a discussion, a conversation had about me with another woman. Okay, that he knows. I just heard Eastern Star, so this woman's an Eastern Star. And it was concerning me. So to come to me to receive information, gain information, flirt with me, I don't know. Shit. I don't know. I say I don't know. I do know, but I know the extent of it. Okay, the extent of the agreement. Um, Y'all, if anybody goes outside where I live at, this shit looks like a damn science project with the amount of spell work, visible spell work that's outside. Any occultist, spiritualist, witch, warlock, wizard, intuitive can literally go outside. Right now, it's covered in snow. But after that, you can go outside and look to see all of the debris. And to someone who is unassuming or not into that type of stuff, they would think, oh, somebody just loitered the place or littered all over. But an intuitive would be able to pick up on proof or evidence of spell work, okay, being done all around here, the perimeter of the back of the apartment, more specifically, my apartment, in comparison to other apartments, okay? Um, where am I at on time? I'm gonna stop here, okay? I'll catch you on the other side, y'all. Peace.